Welcome to Codecrafters, and in this video we are going to study about inheritance in Java. So what is inheritance? Inheritance is like a mechanism in which one object acquires the properties and behaviors of a parent object. So let's say in Java when you create new classes and you also get other classes which are based on the existing classes, you will need to use the concept of inheritance. Okay. So we mainly use inheritance in Java because we don't want to reuse the same code, or we can just call the methods of another class instead of creating the same methods again and again. So that's the main reason we use inheritance in Java. And there are types of inheritance in Java like single inheritance, multi-level, hybrid, and much more things. We'll come into that detail later. So there are four terms you need to know when you study inheritance. One is class, subclass, superclass, also known as the parent class, and the reusability. You know what's a class. I don't have to define class again. So what's a subclass? A subclass is a class which inherits the other class. It is also known as a derived class, okay? Whichever classes comes from a parent class, we call that as a subclass or child class. And what's a parent class? Parent class or superclass is the class from where the subclass is inherited. So it is also known as the base class. And the reusability, as I already said, you don't have to create the methods and fields again. Instead of that, you can just call the class and use it. So we will just go with the syntax of inheritance first. I'll just type it here. Class, subclass name, extends, superclass name. And inside this, you can use the methods and fields. So this will be the syntax for inheritance. You'll be having a class, subclass here, and you'll be extending a class which is already existing in the program. Okay, we'll just get to the program part. So whenever you need to actually derive something from an existing class, you'll be using the extends keyword in Java. So the meaning of extends is to increase the functionality. Yeah, so let's go to the first inheritance program. We'll just create a sample one. So let's say we have a class named class employee. Okay. Inside the class we have a field like float salary is equal to 50,000. Okay. We just have a class and we have a field named float salary. Then we already have a main method and a main class. So we will just extend the same class, extends. Always remember to use the keyword, and then we will call the existing class. Okay. Now inside this we will be creating another field, int bonus is equal to 10,000. So inside the main method we will be creating an object of this class, not this class, we will be creating an object of this class. So inherit 1 I is equal to new inherit. You can create any other names, I just created this. And now you can access the field names of this class and also the field names of the employee class. That's the main use of inheritance. System.out.println. The salary of the employee is dot I dot, our field name was salary, right? Salary. As you can see, I didn't create an object for the employee class. I only created an object for the inherit class, right? So with that object, I could access both the employee class and also this inherit class, because inherit class is inherited, or it's already using all the fields from the employee class. That's why we're using the extends keyword. So it's like the parent class and this is the subclass. And we can also use the fields from our own class. System.out.println. The bonus for each employee is I dot bonus. So if you try to print it, you will get the output. Salary of the employee is 50,000 and bonus is 1,000. We got this 50,000.0 because our data type is float here. Now, as you can see in the above example, this class inherit can access the field of its own class as well as the employee class, right? That's why we can say this code reusability. So now let's get to type of inheritance in Java. In Java, we have single inheritance, multi-level, hierarchical, and multiple and hybrid, right? There is also one more thing. Multiple inheritance is not supported in Java through class. You will come to the detail part later. So first we will just go to the single inheritance. So we'll just see an example of single inheritance. So when a class inherits another class, it is known as single inheritance. Just one class, like it's not inheriting more classes. There is a parent class and there is a subclass, and the subclass is inheriting from the parent class. That's called single inheritance. So we'll see an example. We'll also create methods along with it, so it will be even more easier for you guys to understand. Yeah. Now we'll create a class, class animal. Okay. These are just basic examples of inheritance, not like the complex ones. So we'll create a method void eat, and inside the method we will just give system dot, this is not needed here, system dot, okay, or you can use this out, and inside that it can say eating. As I said, the example is not going to make any sense. It's just for you to understand how a single inheritance work. Not like you have to look at the sensibility of the examples and everything. Now we have another class outside this animal, class dog extends animal. And inside that we also have another method void bark. Sys out barking. Now we'll create a main method, public class inherit1 and public static void main string args. Now we are going to create an object of this class, but as you know, as we have used extends keyword here, we can also access the methods and fields of the animal class, right? So let's create an object dog d is equal to new dog, and with the same object you can access the methods of the dog class and also the animal class, d dot bark, d dot eat. As you can see, you got both the outputs, barking and eating. So this is what single inheritance is. We created one parent class and then we created a subclass and we have inherited the parent class. So only one time we are inheriting, right? So that's why it's known as single inheritance. Okay. Now let's get to the next topic, that is multi-level inheritance. So when there is a chain of inheritance, it is known as multi-level inheritance. So let's go to the example part. Let's say we have another class here, class puppy. That's the child of the dog, right? So it will be even more sensible now. Extends dog. So it's like a level here, right? First we inherited the dog from animal class and then we are inheriting puppy from the dog class. Yeah, so that's like a multi-level. That's why it's known as a multi-level inheritance. And again, we will have another method, void weep, sys out, weeping. So here we'll just create an object of this puppy. P is equal to new puppy, and then you will be able to access all the three methods, that is the methods of puppy class, the dog class, and also animal class right from the object of this puppy class. P dot weep p dot bark and p dot eat. As you can see in the output, you got all the three methods with just by creating an object of the last inherited class, right? Now, you understood what is single inheritance and you also understood what is multi-level inheritance. Now we have another inheritance in Java that's known as the hierarchical inheritance. What does a hierarchical inheritance means? When two or more classes inherits the same single class, it is known as a hierarchical. Like as in a tree shape, you have one thing, you have many classes inheriting from the same class. So that's known as a hierarchical. So instead of this puppy, we'll just use another class here. We'll use class cat, and that is also extending the same animal class. Extends animal. We have a method void per sys out now instead of this you could just create a cat object, new cat, and then you can just call the method. One is per, other one is yeah, that's bark actually. One more thing, you won't be able to access the bark method from cat because the cat is only accessing the animal method, right? Animal class, right? So you can't access the methods of the dog from cat. If you want to access the dog method, again you have to create an object of the dog class, right? So the next question, as everyone knows, why is multiple inheritance not supported in Java? This is actually done because to reduce the complexity and to simplify the language, multiple inheritance is not supported in Java.